Hello chess fans, let's have a look today at a game from a World Championship match between Botvinnik and Smyslov from 1954. It was the 19th game and it was a French game with Smyslov having white and Botvinnik has the black pieces here. It's an older version of the French with Queen takes g7 and now c5, typical thing at the center here, and both players develop their pieces. Now the queen is attacked and could move to h4, but he finds a stronger move. Long term he wants to exchange the queens. Why? If he exchanges the queens, he remains with the bishop pair, and especially in the endgame, this bishop pair will be very strong. So Smyslov offers a queen trade, but for the time being, bishop d7 says no thanks, and rook b1, the open or half open file for the rook. The queen protects the pawn, and with queen d6 Smyslov insists queen trade. Finally, after long castling, he achieved his goal and we are in a endgame. Knight hops into the center and the bishop is now open a6, I think, to prevent any check, and jump into d6 here. Okay, bishop gives the check, and now g3. Instead of g3, he could have moved his bishop to d6, and if he moves his knight to d5, this king could defend the pawn. But with the move he has chosen, his bishop will be now more passive than on d6. g3, now knight d5 and bishop d2 is necessary, and if you compare bishop here or bishop here, the answer is clear. But it's not deadly, it's a little bit of a little mistake. Okay, e5 threatens the knight, knight goes back. Now the bishop jumps out, and now we can see a little bit of initiative for black. All his pieces and pawns jump out f5 and are rolling. Now short castling, and he could have played now h5. I think it was a little bit impatient to play immediately bishop f3 here, but okay. Bishop h3, f5 hangs, and the other rook protects it. Now rook e1, king c7, and bishop back. Now finally he finds this attacking move h5, could be played the move before or two moves before, and c4. The structure on the queen side for white is not perfect, but at least these pawns control some squares, and the knight uses tactics to jump into f4. Look here, the influence of this rook, and Smyslov decides to trade the bishops and then eliminate this dangerous knight. And now he played knight d2, and let's make a photo here. This is a very funny position. Every player has triple isolated pawns here, very rare thing, and these triple isolated pawns are not really in the center, but have some central influence here, or even in the case of the white king, some dangerous influence on the king side. Okay, look at this picture. Very nice. Triple pawns for everyone. A triple pawn party between Smyslov and Botvinnik here. Okay, now with the last move, the knight attacked the f3 pawn. He takes g3. Now Smyslov finds the best move. It is knight takes f3. If he takes with the pawn here, then there are some problems. After f4, king f2 takes, and h5 should be winning for black. That's why after f takes g, the knight took this pawn, and some other pawns will be traded. Double the rooks on the open g file. Now rook g4, rook g2 was also a good move. Rook e6, and this rook wants to eat the rest of the weak pawns here. Okay, black takes the pawn on c4. Now as planned, rook f6, rook g7, defends the 7th rank, and he takes on f5. Everybody takes the other's pawns, and this knight wants to jump into this square with a fork now, but of course it's a world championship, he sees it. Maybe both players could be in time trouble now a little bit. It is between the 35th and the 40th move. King goes up, knight in the center, the rook was attacked, knight goes back and attacks a3. This pawn goes forward and attacks the knight itself. Knight goes back and attacks again a rook and a pawn, and after this pin and this rook move, finally 40 moves are reached, and as you may already can see, it looks drawish. Knight offers the trade, and he offered after rook takes c2 a draw, and indeed it looks like a draw. And here in the 41st move, both players, Botvinnik and Smyslov, agreed to a draw. Let's go back to this very funny position. This was the original theme of our video. Isolated triple pawns for every side here in this high-level game, in one of 3 World Championship matches between Smyslov and Botvinnik. In the first match, Smyslov lost and Botvinnik defended his title. In the second match, finally Smyslov won the title, but shortly after that, in the revenge match, Botvinnik fought his title back and was again a world champion. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this interesting game between the 2 world champions from the Soviet Union, and we can learn a lot from their games. They played over 100 games, and maybe we look at some more, maybe decisive games. This game was a draw, but nevertheless very interesting. And if you want, we see us in the next video. Until then, bye bye.